Hello all. In this session, we are going to see what a VPC is. So to access VPC in your Amazon, just go to VPC. So when you click that, it will take you to the dashboard, which we have it right in front of us now. So you can choose the location or the region under which you want to create your VPC. So to know the basic understanding of what a VPC is, so the abbreviation is Virtual Private Cloud, which means it is an on-prem network that we create for hosting our instances. So we can customize our own network and we can host the instances and we can run the applications on the virtual private cloud. So the VPCs are going to be having, so it can be viewed as a network, which is further logically divided into something called subnets, as you can see here. And obviously, to connect your VPC and further the subnets to any internet source, you need something called route table, which will be having the routes of to and from traffic. So the VPC should be knowing to where the traffic has to be forwarded to and from where the traffic has to be received. So to do that, we configure the route table. And we have something called internet gateway, which is one of the gateways that we have. So apart from that, we have NAT gateways and we have endpoints services where we can host the connection between the VPC and the services in AWS, like S3 and various other services like RDS, DynamoDB, and so on. So let's quickly go create a VPC and see what are the configurations we have to know when creating the VPC. Just give the name of the VPC. So I'm gonna go ahead with custom VPC2. As I already have some VPCs configured in my dashboard, so I'm gonna go with VPC2. So we have to give the IP address, which is the CIDR block. So I'm gonna go with 192.168.3.0/24. Click create VPC. Now once the VPC is created, so we have to go to the route table and refresh the route table. So we can see there is a route which is the main route created for this particular VPC. So name this route table. So let's give a tag custom VPC2 main route. Save it. And you can check the routes that we had just configured. So we have the destination route as 192.168.3.0/24. And now we are supposed to further divide a VPC into logical partitions, which we call as subnets. Why do we have to go for subnets? So that we can use the IPs efficiently. We don't have to waste the IPs. So go to subnet. Go ahead with create subnet. So under the VPC ID, we have to choose the custom VPC which we created just a few minutes back. And give a subnet name. Custom VPC2 subnet 1, which is under VPC2, and the subnet that we're going to create is subnet 1. So we have to choose the availability zone where this subnet has to get configured. So I'm going to go ahead with 2A. We can go with any type of availability zone, either 2B or 2C. So usually in organization and enterprises, they would be spreading the VPCs and the subnets across the zones and hosting the instances on that to maintain high availability servers. So let's go with 2A. And so we received the CIDR block which we configured. And now we have to configure the CIDR block for the subnet, which means it is going to be the same 192.168.3.0, but here we can decide how much amount of bits the subnet has to borrow from the IP, which is the public IP that is provided by the CIDR block, the existing IP. So it is like a huge IP which is further classified into various logical subdivisions where we can provision more number of IPs in the subnet, which is directly proportional to the number of instances that we create. So 192.168.3.0 slash 26. So we're just borrowing 2 bits of the host ID from the IP which we configured, hence 26, so that we can create that many number of sub IP addresses and further the subnets and further the instances. So with that, we'll go with create subnet. So we can see the subnet is successfully created. And now go to the route table, select the main route, check the routes. We don't have anything configured here. So now this VPC has to communicate to the external internet if there is a requirement for it to communicate to the external internet, where the traffic has to flow from VPC to the external internet and from internet to the VPC, then we may have to go with something called internet gateway. So we have to attach the internet gateway. So for that, first we have to create internet gateway. Let's say IGW 2. So create internet gateway. Go to internet gateway. So we can see the internet gateway is created. So let's wait for it to get attached. So we have to attach it. So it is available and we have to attach it. So now click on the internet gateway, go to actions, attach to VPC. Here we have to select the VPC to which the internet gateway has to be attached. Go to VPC, which is the custom VPC 2, attach internet gateway. So now the internet gateway is successfully attached. Now we have to edit the routes so that the traffic goes to internet gateway. So go to route table, go to routes, edit routes, add the route 0.0.0.0/0. So the gateway that we're going to attach is internet gateway. And there is an ID for the internet gateway given to us. We have to click on the ID. Save changes. So now we've successfully created a VPC, which is a custom VPC. We have configured the route table. We have created a subnet further, and the route table is pointing to the internet gateway further for enabling the traffic flow to and from the VPC. So in the next session, we'll see how to create an instance and further to connect the instance to the external internet route. Thank you.